What's up, y'all? What's going on? Y'all, I'm trying to see if it works. Yep, it's working. So we're good. I'm just double checking, y'all. Because there's a little bit of a lag between what I see on the camera and then what pops up on YouTube. So, y'all, we're good. We are good to go. So, yesterday on Facebook, um, I made a wreath that was just basic, um, simple, nothing to it really. I made this wreath on Facebook and I was playing with the flowers. I was showing different color combinations and this blue just stuck out to me. I was like, I want to do that. So I remembered I had this sign. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do it today. We're doing it today, y'all. Okay. Good morning, y'all. Okay. So this sign is DecoE-509. It's a nice welcome one, and I think it matches my flowers perfectly. Yeah, I think it matches them perfectly. Oh, you can't even really see. They are a little bit darker. They're a little bit like more of a denim blue, but I still want to use these just because it really stuck out to me when I put it on there. I was like, that blue looks really, really pretty. So we're going to basically make the same style wreath with the same components, but we're switching up the flowers. Okay. So, but this sign, and we're adding this sign, it's DeCoE-509. This is a 10-inch sign. This is a 10-inch metal sign. When you're on shoplikejordan.com and you're going through the signs, be careful of what you're clicking on because there are some vinyl ones. Then there's also 10-inch and 12-inch. And then some of these exact same patterns also come in some of the wood rounds, okay? So just be careful when you're ordering them. I think there's a little drop down menu option of what they have that you can choose from. So good morning, y'all. Y'all, I do live in Texas, and yesterday we got rain that was much needed for a good probably 4 or 5 hours. And it wasn't a heavy rain. It was a nice steady rain, and I'm absolutely happy because it is overcast. It's cloudy today. So this is a 10-inch sign, and what I'm doing is I do have mounting squares, but y'all, I don't have the DAP Rapid Fusion, so I do have to use my my metal hole punch. So finding my middle on the top and the bottom. And I just punched a hole up at the top and the bottom. So now I'm going to get my pipe cleaners. Yo, we had a nice little rainstorm yesterday. Okay, so just attaching my pipe cleaners. Yo, like I said, I don't have that DAP Rapid Fusion, so I'm not going to super glue those mounting squares on here. Because y'all know hot glue and metal surfaces just aren't the best of friends, y'all. Okay, so coming through that grapevine, I usually start with tying it at the bottom first, and that's on a lot of my signs. I'll do that on both Deco mesh and grapevine wreaths. Y'all, that's a question I get asked all the time. Do I clean my grapevines? Nope, I sure don't. I do not clean my grapevines. But if you want to, you can. So there we go. That's what we have on there. That really pretty welcome sign with the blues and the wood grain and the white. So I talked about it yesterday. And I've talked about it before. When I'm choosing colors, y'all, I literally chose the colors of these flowers because of the sign. And I knew there's some white in there. So we're adding white 60919. Well, actually, it's called cream. And then some greenery, which kind of has a bluish undertone on this bottom part of it. So we're gonna add that in, but because I want to keep it super simple and basic and really not overdo it, because this sign already has a lot going on it, I'm gonna choose, you could choose to either do a burlap ribbon, a solid burlap ribbon, a solid blue ribbon, a solid white ribbon, a solid cream, or you can do the cabana stripe. Y'all, I love the cabana stripe. The cabana stripe is probably one of my favorite ribbons. This did come from shoplikeJordan.com. I'm not sure if they have any in stock, but it's Q501840-517. So we're making a tail. And we're going to start off with 9-inch loops first. We're going to do 2 9-inch loops. Two 9-inch loops. 4 10-inch loops. So remember, if you're doing this on the Easy Bow Maker, you're gonna start with your back loops first, your bottom loops first. Good morning, y'all. It's going good. And now we're gonna add in 2 11-inch loops. And twist. Okay. Grab me a zip tie and a pipe cleaner. It's a nice everyday wreath, even like a wedding gift, housewarming. Y'all, wreaths aren't just for holidays. They're great. Birthday gifts, Mother's Day, Christmas. I know some people that give them as Christmas gifts. Okay, so that's what our bow should look like. Well, not after I smash it. But that's what it should look like. Okay. Our 2 9-inch loops up at the front, our 4 10-inch loops, and then our 2 11-inch loops. Okay, so like I said, if you're doing this on the Easy Bow Maker, you're going to want to do it back to front. I just do my bows from front to back, so. I'm trying to be mindful of where I have my words on this song. There we go, that's better. Dovetail our ribbons. I see someone said that they made a comment that I'm frozen. I haven't seen it freeze at all on my end, so you might have to go back out and come back in. Okay, so that's where we put our bow. Right there. Now we're going to come in with our 60919. Y'all know 60919 is one of our favorites. It is a product that is waitlisted right now. And I'm super excited about that. Oh, that's a good question. Someone just asked, what size zip ties do I use? Well, I think they're 8-inch. Yes, they're 8-inch zip ties. Now you could do something like a 6-inch or a 5-inch because you're really just cinching that bow together. But that's what I just, when I buy them, I just buy that whole big bag. There's a bag at the hardware store that's got like 1,000 of them in it. And you know, it's funny, when I first bought that bag, I told myself, Jordan, you're never gonna use 1,000 zip ties. Lo and behold, I used 1,000 zip ties, y'all. Okay, so y'all know 60919 is a DecoExchange favorite. It's a favorite of mine. I think all of your creative coaches love 60919. And if they tell you that they don't like it, they're lying to you. Okay. Because I know I love it. So someone asked, any reason why I prefer the black zip ties? For me, personally, I really don't care about the color, but it hides a little bit easier than if I were to use white or red or green, orange. So I'm able to blend it in to that wreath just a little bit easier. I do know that they make brown zip ties. I've seen that color before. So it was 8-inch zip ties. So coming back, right back behind that bow. Okay, so do you see this right here? Do you see how it's really flopping? I'm going to come in with the zip tie. and just zip tie that to that grapevine. Okay, just curling up those stems. Oh, looks like someone finally figured out how to watch us on YouTube. Thanks for catching the live. So now we're going to come back under that bow. Yeah, and when I'm doing wreaths like this, like grapevine wreaths, I always try and make sure that I don't have that gap. And I know how, if you're a seasoned wreath maker or a beginner, y'all, usually when you put your bow on your wreath, there's usually that gap, like right here, where no one ever puts any greenery or anything back behind it. So I work that stem, some of my stems, up because they are wired, so I'm able to manipulate them to bend them upwards and downwards. So I put those behind that bow because I still want to see that entire flow of that greenery coming down. Okay, I don't want to see it and then a stark stop and then a stark start. No, I want to see a nice flow. Okay. Even right here on the front, I do the same thing. Try and manipulate some of those little flowers. Okay. So you see how I have that nice little patch of flowers right there. I'm also being mindful not to cover the word welcome, even though there's that one little flower. There we go. Yeah, and you'll see like there's one whole greenery stem coming out the back. That's okay. It's because there was coming over in front of the welcome sign. So now we're going to come in and we're going to add in one of these really inexpensive greeneries, y'all. These are super inexpensive, like beyond inexpensive. They're a great value, I think. And it's always good to have some of these in your stash, your arsenal, whatever you want to call it. I have the stash of stashes. So this one is 43244. Now there are some greenery options on shoplikejordan.com. There's actually a lot of different greeneries right now. So this one being one of my favorites. Okay. So now we're just going to come through and we're going to start adding this in. And I usually start from where the bow is. And I start to work up in a triangle motion. So I put that one and boom, boom, boom. So it's going to be kind of like a diamond. Triangle, diamond. Good morning, y'all. Y'all, someone's going to catch the replay at like 4 o'clock, at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon and be like, good morning. Yo, we are live at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every Tuesday through Friday unless something happens. And I say unless something happens because sometimes I do have meetings or I need to do a doctor's appointment, something like that. So okay, so we've added in that first round of greenery in there. So you see how I added, there's one right here, boom, boom, and then boom. Okay. So you'll notice, like on this stem right here, this one's a little bit longer. This was the center point of that entire bush. These were the outer stems. But I need the length of this stem to come down and meet some of my 60919 down here. So that's why for me it's very important when you're cutting your florals that you don't cut them all the way at the very top of it. No, I always try and get to the base of that floral bush. That way if I need some long stems, that means I have it. That means there's some stem on there versus cutting it all the way right here. Okay, so yes, pushables are great because when you're working with them, you have the ability to make them nice and airy just like that, and you also have the ability to make them nice and compact just like that, which is perfect for like some centerpieces. If you need a little space to be filled, you can cut that stem a little bit shorter and glue that in there and it's going to fill that gap. If you want to extend something like on a centerpiece, you have that ability to do that as well by just making it look nice and airy. Okay, so there's a big difference between nice and airy and then tight. So just remember that, y'all, when you're wanting to work with some florals like that, always try and find your pushables. Notice I cut that pushable because I want to bring some of that into my bow. Just a little bit of it. Not too much. Don't want to get wild and crazy with it. But I like adding just that nice little touch. There we go. Okay. Okay, so y'all, you can really call it quits here, but because our focal point is that sign, but it's also those blue flowers. So these blue flowers I am going to cut. And I only have 6 of them, so I am going to cut all 6 of them off. So like I said, when I'm talking about your florals, look how, that's how close down to the bottom I cut it. Okay, so that way I make sure I have that extra bit of length if I need it. So now we're going to add in our blue flowers. These flowers did come from Michael's, but you can find flowers about every craft store, y'all. DecoExchange has some as well. If you are looking for this one, the SKU on this one at Michael's is 680927. I am keeping some of that greenery on there. I think these are poppies. Blue poppies. Okay, so like on this one, I need some length down here at the bottom. Linda says, so it is June 2nd, that Michael's had 60% off flowers on June 1st. And I missed it? So, y'all, we are done. Look how pretty that looks. Oh, well, I guess if I could hold it correctly. So I'm going to be real honest with y'all. For me, this sign needs to be fixed. So we are going to do that because I'm seeing it in the camera. I'm going to face this towards me. So I am fixing the sign. It looked a little too weird. The way I guess I'd placed the florals and the bow. Linda says, because I just love pretty things. I am the same way when I shop. If it's pretty, I'm going to probably buy it. And I probably won't use it. Yes, that's better, y'all. That's way better for me. And that tail is really bothering the heck out of me. That's better, too. Okay. So a really pretty everyday summer. You could even do patriotic. If you wanted to, you could use this sign for patriotic designs. Add some red in there and you'd be done. But y'all, very minimal product as well. I literally used two 60919s, two blue flower stems, and one greenery bush and some ribbon. Okay. So normally when if you ever hear, like, we always talk about like you know, if we do a Deco mesh wreath, we're doing the Jordan 2.0 method. Okay, y'all, these two wreaths are the same style. If I take off that sign and I hang them up next to each other, let's see, if I were to do that, y'all, they're the same style of wreath. But guess what's different? Just the flowers. Okay? So y'all, that's really all I have for you. Look, our friend Kathleen Jack. Now, if you are a Facebook viewer, y'all know Kathleen Jack is always in the comment section. And the other day I was like, I haven't seen her for a while. But she's doing good. So she said she's probably going to get back at it to y'all, to commenting y'all. So, okay. But y'all, look how this is so pretty. I'm so glad I chose this blue yesterday and I brought it to life, y'all. Okay. So y'all, that's really all I have for y'all. We are live Tuesday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on the YouTube, on the DecoExchange YouTube channel. Unless something happens, I always say in case something happens, because y'all know it could be the internet. Today I was actually worried about the internet because we had those storms roll in, but luckily it worked out perfectly. But you know, life happens, so see y'all tomorrow, hopefully. So, but y'all, that's all I have, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.